So this video is for ChaCha. The video is about exercises that we can use and help us understand how to move forward, backwards and side to side. I will begin by moving backwards. Initially, I would suggest that your arms are staying slightly in front of you. There's no need to move them. Coordinate the lower part and understand some of the basics with the lower part. The left foot of yours will be free. You will brush your feet first, then you will pull back. You will allow the foot to land softly. Once you walk in front, you will change weight while maintaining slightly forward poise, and then from here you will make sure the left foot still travels. Obviously the right foot will commence the next action. You will brush, you will pull the foot behind you, you will start to lowering. From here on you will make sure to get on the foot, and of course in the end create more space to take the step. I'll do it again, but this time moving in front of the camera. So moving backwards, starting from the left foot, as you can see my spine is not in a rush to move. I'm allowing the foot to go. From here on, again on the foot, I would close the inner thighs and then obviously change weight in between, making sure that I can push through the left foot back. Right foot will be free and obviously creating the same action. Arrive on the foot, change your weight and take a step back. What often happens with us on the way back, on the way forward as well, but on the way back definitely, is we end up not changing our weight correctly. What happens is, and I'll do it sideways so that's hopefully visually easier to understand, we take a distant step on the way back, or at least the first one. Then when we have to change weight, we actually never change weight, we just drop the foot behind us afterwards. So if I was to dance 4 and 1, I would dance 4 and 1, 2 and 3. But quite often what happens is we do 4 and 1, 2 and 3. Now on the way forward, it actually works the same way. When I'm taking a forward step, I will brush the feet, create space, get on the foot, lock from behind, soft weight change, push through the right foot to move the left foot, and repeat the action, taking the step, locking from behind, push through the left so you can move the right foot. Same issue occurs quite often. We take the step, we do not change weight, although we do lock, but we don't change weight. We drop the foot. Step, lock, drop the foot. So I think the actual locking action and the soft weight change, if I have to talk about weight change, the weight change happens very softly and it's only for a split second with the purpose of compressing through the weight change and pushing our front foot to move forward. It is not to change weight, to stop, to take a step. It's a lot more just as a simple transition. So when you're in a lock position and you're about to move, in my case I'm about to move the right foot, it's really just pushing through the left foot to move me forward. It is not to change weight abruptly and then move. So that's pretty much the way we move forward and backwards. Now, when it comes to arms, especially while truly getting used with your feet, arms stay slightly to the side, and I would not recommend any sort of arm standing, at least for a period of time. So if the arms are here, they're basically just counterbalancing the movement. They're not adding any sort of motion. While practicing, make sure that you're not tilted, stay vertical. A little bit of forward push is always good. It's a matter of understanding your own personal body weight and what feels more comfortable. Some people tend to go a bit more forward push. You can see that I'm quite a bit more tilted forward. Now when I'm moving backwards, for example, I have no issues with that particular tilt or moving forward. It does help me as a matter of fact. But I know that some people prefer a bit more verticality. You can see that I'm more vertical right now. As long as you don't go backward, I think you're good to go. When you start adding arms in a progressive action, arms are very different than if you were to compare them with a rumba because of the speed and the progression of the dance we're referring to. When dancing ChaCha, we typically have, for example, a set of 3 progressive movements, a ChaCha 1, ChaCha 2, and ChaCha 3, go in one direction. If I move my left arm as a free arm, I'll literally just complement the direction change by opening and closing the arm. If I do it in front of the camera, actually, I'm going to move backwards. All that I do is I basically swing the arm with the upper body. That's all that I do. Rumba is slower and it's not as, I guess progressive would be the word to use. So in rumba you have the opportunity to create a lot more when it comes to visual arm. You just have to pick your battles. When you're dancing sideways, you may find that ChaCha and rumba have very similar idea of basic chasse and just closing of your feet when you're going sideways. Do not forget that musically they are very different. So if I dance sideways with a cha-cha-cha, I will go 4 and 1, and for the purpose of simply getting used to moving sideways, I'll obviously keep on repeating it. What you would like to make sure is that you close your feet. The 100% most common issue that we see from everything from a complete beginner dancer to, frankly, even full bronze, unfortunately, sometimes is if the music kicks and it's a bit faster, dancers ignore closing of the feet. They do a shuffle by closing kind of apart and then opening. So if dancing a step sort of closing, that's not closing, and then opening, that creates distortion when it comes to upper body and spine. In order for you to obviously create clearer and more fluid line, after the opening you have to close, and of course that repeats. That applies for every dance. The only reason why I'm mentioning it specifically in the cha-cha is because I recognize that the speed difference affects our movement. What I would say is if the speed of the music is too fast, shrink the step. Just make the step smaller if you have to, sacrifice space, so to speak, but do not sacrifice not placing your heels together, because that's a big no-no. In any case, this is an exercise video, it's not a video with music. So when you're exercising your feet, you're doing so you can build up correct muscle memory. Do it slow, do it one step at a time, figure out the actions of yours. Now when it comes to arms, I'm once again emphasizing on the difference of the speed. Make sure the arm is not too busy. So if I'm going to the right, and I'll do the arm first to the right, I guess, I'll do the left arm. I will make sure that I keep the arm, relatively speaking, alive, yet close to me, right? So what ends up happening is in rumba, I literally have more time to express myself with the upper body. With cha-cha, it's less. Remember, when you're practicing it, one arm is always connected to your partner. If I connect the left arm and if I'm going to the right, it works the same way. 4 and 1 and. Perhaps just put your feet together and then just do it again. Go to the right. 4 and 1 and. Going to the left, going to the right, that's pretty much the way it should